Can you tell me about your shirt, sir?
Yes, with a mouthful of healthy watermelon.
Oh, so by the way, did you just hear about watermelon on the news? The whole thing.
Yeah, I did. That's why I said that.
Oh.
Okay, getting back to my shirt. Well, I'm in this other group, SADARI, San Diego Association of Rational Inquiry.
Okay.
And we do more science. We have a lot of scientists in the group and stuff, and all kinds of science. And we also do paranormal investigations, like we'll investigate a fortune teller to see if they're real or not.
Okay.
Accent on the or not part, because nobody has proven that they can see the future, talk to dead people, or read your mind.
Have you ever run into problems after you prove somebody to not be, like somebody's a shady character, and does it hurt their business and then they come after you? Or
well, it should hurt their business, but Sylvia Brown is, she hasn't if she can prove that she can really do what she says she can do, there's $1 million prize for that.
Yeah, and they've never collected on that,
no,
have they? And that's
never
been on the
have
table
collected.
for a long time, haven't they?
They haven't collected. So they're not written up in any peer-reviewed scientific journal with double-blind studies and all that stuff. Maybe the paranormal stuff, the supernatural stuff, kind of doesn't exist.
And what does the back of your shirt say? The same as the front, or does it say something different?
It's just basically the same.
Oh, okay.
It's a little bit more legible on back.
Gotcha.
My technology is a little iffier.
Yeah, it looks like you just used the felt pen.
Yeah, in the back I think I sobered up and I used the felt pen, and then the front I was just.
And your shirt is just normal.
My shirt is just normal.
Boring. This is what most people have, like a Levi shirt, Abercrombie or something.
Yeah.
I said, well, I don't think I'll do that Abercrombie stuff.
That's fine.
I don't think I'll advertise for Abercrombie. I think I'll do something a little different.
Hey, what do you think of Penn and Teller's show?
I have their DVD in my hand as we speak.
And why is it you carry
it on the ground?
And why do you carry it around with you?
Well, I don't always, but in this meeting, I thought I would in case anybody's here. And the first one is sex, and then they investigate feng shui and bottled water, which are pretty interesting things, I think, and creationism and self-helpless, whatever that is, and ESP, which is kind of like psychic stuff and fortune teller stuff, I think.
Yeah. I wonder if Penn gets paid more because he does all the talking.
Well, they're both good guys. Teller is more the magician, I think. Penn was originally a juggler, so I think
and he's a good straight man.
It's probably, he's a brilliant straight man. He does it without talking. He's a performer without talking.
All right, well, I'll let you get back to your watermelon.
Okay, thanks.
Tom, show me the stage you built, because I'm filming some of this. Now, Tom was telling me there's going to be 2 bands playing here. He said on the phone that he built this stage, and he already said the first band couldn't make it because the singer couldn't get out of work. And here's the stage. How long did it take you to build this thing?
It took me about 2 hours. I took some old 6x6 fence posts and cut it into size, some old 2x4s, and half of a ping pong table.
Oh, so now no more ping pong games, or will it go back to being a ping pong table once the...
Nope, no more ping pong games. I'd rather use it as a stage.
And those amps look like they're pretty big, so were you anticipating neighbors calling the police once the bands start, or
No,
because you're so close to SDSU, that's not a problem? Oh, you said actually there's a bunch of girls in a fraternity that live right next door.
Sorority.
A sorority. I guess it'd be a sorority if it's women. And a few of them work at Hooters, so unfortunately they are not here.
The other good fortune is that most of the homes in the area are empty right now because the students have gone home for the summer.
Oh, that's always a good time to throw a party, I guess.
Absolutely.
Cool. Yep.
So I'm the website designer for the Humanist Association.
Okay.
And what I do is, have you been to the website, sdhumanist.org?
I have not been there.
Well, if you go to sdhumanist.org, you'll see the website for our Humanist Association, HACID. And that's, who's hosting this party. And, we're a good humanist and activist organization here in San Diego. And we try to do a lot of community events and the like, and stuff like that.
I will check it out. Hey, thanks.
So, thank you.
Thanks.
Right, particular?
The smallest.
That ice cream is going to melt. That's my guess.
That's a fine.
Remember that. You're important.
Wayne, tell me about your job.
My job?
Yes.
Which one? The diplomatic one? Or
Yeah,
the
that was an
business
interesting
one?
story you told earlier.
Well, I'm what's called an interlocutor in diplomacy, and in diplomacy there are several tracks, as they're called. Track one is when you have an ambassador come to another country, and that is called track one diplomacy, where you have officials of a government conducting business on behalf of that government. The second one is called track two, and that's when you have non-official individuals or actors representing countries in a non-official capacity without authority to represent them. And the reason why that's done is sometimes, especially in highly sensitive diplomatic situations where it may be very dangerous for an embassy or a government to call attention to a certain statement, it's better to find out through an unofficial or non-official actor what was the nature of the statement. If a Russian general suggests that there's going to be, wants to nuke the UN, it may be more beneficial, with no offense to the Russian government, of course, for someone to impartially and in private determine what nature that statement was and whether assess the value or legitimacy of any such statement.
Now, what was the hairiest situation you've ever been in where it seemed like something from one of those like Schwarzenegger movies?
I think the hairiest situation, as you describe it, might be, and I say might because there are so many situations and it's very hard for me to say any sort of a statement that may reflect negatively upon any relationships I've been involved in, but the hairiest situation, where hairy being defined as the most peculiar, odd, and perhaps nonsensical, illogical, had to be a situation that occurred where we had a diplomat who was entitled to various immunities and privileges under international law. That, in principle, under international law, if you're a diplomatic agent, all of the nations, sovereign nations, are required to honor and respect your immunities and privileges, as those nations are in turn, under international law, required to respect and honor the diplomatic representatives of the nation concerned. In this case, we had a diplomatic agent who, because of various reasons internal to the government where this affair was being conducted, was not receiving the respect that his position and the privileges and immunities that he was entitled to. And as such, the government's concern decided the best way, because there was reputations involved, would be to use an interlocutor as myself to see how we could resolve it to the satisfaction of all parties concerned.
Cool. Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Because I know when they have these free.
But I get free previews on the satellite. And of course,